Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the CRL Lawrence number NDC40RB. This is a no-drill NDC4. That's a fixed series clamp. The ORB is oil-rubbed bronze. What it looks like. This is going to be available in lots of different finishes. The finishes it will be available in, I'm going to pull that up right now. I don't recall all that they're available in. Probably 8 finishes. I'm looking at it on a screen here. Okay, the NDC4, about 8 finishes. Oil rub bronze, antique brushed copper, antique brass. Let's start over. ORB, oil rub bronze. ABCO, antique brushed copper, ABR, antique brass, BBRZ, brushed bronze, BN, brushed nickel, polished brass, that would be BR, CH is polished chrome, PN is polished nickel, SC is satin chrome, so 9 finishes. If you change everything after the 4 to those letters, you'll get a different finish. By no means every possible finish. They get into 20 plus finishes. CRL Lawrence does, especially on their hinges and whatnot, like their Geneva series. You can get that in practically every finish. So this is compatible with 3/8 or 5/16 glass. Is going to include this shim that will be here. You're going to use that regardless. That shim is going to go right in on this side. And then your screws have these nylon tips at the end, those little clear tips. They might look white. You'll certainly use those. And since we're talking about the other pieces, a couple of screws will be included to get you started. Now, dimensional properties of this item. And by the way, the point of the ND is that there is no drilling required in the glass at all. And you're going to see this material installed in a variety of applications. My favorite coffee shop, when I walk in, has some glass separating you from the back of operations, and you'll see material like this. Dimensional properties, I don't see anything here that helps us with that. Overall width or overall length, about 2 3/8. Overall height, about 1 3/16 inches. Overall thickness, just shy on 3/4. End to end, where the screw holes fall in, you can gauge that. About 5/8 over to about 1 inch and 1.5 inches. Okay, now the item is made of solid brass. That is why it's going to be heavy. It weighs about 0.29 pound, and that's why it's always going to afford an incredibly nice finish. Oil rub bronze is a finish that is inherently defined as a finish that is both unstable, meaning it does evolve with time, and one that is a finish also that is not, what's the word I'm looking for? It varies from manufacturer to manufacturer slightly. It varies even from the same manufacturer lot to lot. It is inherently there's a word I'm looking for, subject to change, non-permanent, in flux. It does vary. Now, people will order oil rubbed because they want the richness of that finish over a solid brass or bronze material. Other people don't want it to evolve and change. Just keep in mind, oil rubbed is one that is in flux, and one that cannot be, you cannot demand that it be the same because it's inherently one that isn't. Anyway, having said that, this is going to work again on 5/16 or 3/8 glass. That inside dimension is about a 1/2 inch, maybe just ever so slightly shy on that. Nylon tip screws, we talked about that. Silicone must be also used for reinforcement along all glass edges where clamps are used. Yeah, sure. You're going to need to probably, depending on your application, you might need to silicone down below. In a dry application, you probably aren't going to. That lip material there is very small. or the thickness of the base. My caliper tells me it's 0.12. 0.12 thickness right here. Okay. The different finishes, you're going to use this when you need to secure some glass and you don't have the ability to drill into it because you already have the glass. My client specifically ordered these because they have a piece of glass that they want to reuse, and it does not have any preparation in it at all for any sort of clamping material. It would be preferable to have clamps that require a glass prep, and that's because you can be far more secure in knowing that the glass is going to stay in position. When you have a no drill, I mean, I suppose if I really intended to pull that glass out, I could, but with a drill option where you'd have a couple of holes in your glass, it significantly reduces that option of the glass slipping out. Really most appropriately talked about when you talk about hinges. Over time, let's say you've got 3/8 or half-inch glass. That stuff's super heavy. You've got a couple of Geneva hinges, let's say, holding that glass. The gaskets fatigue, whether it be the plastic or certainly the neoprene. That glass will start to creep out over time. It does. Clients call and say, boy, I can't tighten my hinge down enough to keep the glass in there, and that's because the gaskets have fatigued. But when you have hinges or clamps that require a preparation that will help mechanically prevent the material from sliding out, the glass from sliding out, you're in better shape. And that's why a drill version would be, in my opinion, certainly more preferable. But if you have an application where there's no chance for anyone to touch the glass, and it's in a horizontal application, I probably wouldn't worry about it very much. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the C.R. Laurens products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. And there's several and many full product catalogs that exist, whether it be architectural hardware, architectural metals, aluminum storefront, their Blumcraft series of ladder poles that are also panic devices, or it be shower door enclosure hardware like you might see with this. Their offering is comprehensive in so many major areas that if they had a unified catalog, it would be the thickest construction catalog of all time, no question. I'm partial to C.R. Laurens on their products, and you know why? It's because their technical support department, their customer support department, is phenomenal. I can't imagine what quantity of simultaneous clients they have up in the air at one time, but we've got a rep there who answers us every time, and the rep that person replaced was the same caliber of high quality customer service people, and that's why C.R. Laurens will never be replaced, because they've got the customer service to go along with a good quality product. Any questions on the NDC4 in an ORB finish, a no drill clamp, or any other C.R. Laurens product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.